Oh, yeah, that wasn't too bad.
How did it feel to be back out there, and how do you assess where your ankle's at right now?
Felt great to be back out there, just, competing with my guys, pulling out a victory, especially at home. Felt good. I didn't have no problems, no pain, no nothing. So, slow-winded last minute or two, but felt good.
Feels better after this one than it did after the Orlando game?
Yeah. Day and night. Yeah.
You actually said it felt good after Orlando.
I did?
Were you lying?
You did.
Damn, I'm probably just used to pain, but it was just more so just uncomfortable last time, with the amount of swelling that was still in it, and I was just hoping, it'd go down, not swell back up, so this time around was much different.
Do you pick up anything when you're on the bench that, I know you're a student of the game, but is there anything you could pick up sitting off like that?
Extra motivation for me, honestly, just sitting out, you kind of regain a certain hunger that you kind of could lose track of when you're out there playing, and just give you that hunger all over again once you get back out there, to do what you was doing, but even at a higher level.
For all the things you guys have identified and the things that you need to improve over the last few weeks as you guys have struggled as a team, how much does your return and Pat's eventual return, guys getting healthy, how much do you think that will solve, is what's ailing you guys?
Solve everything. The last couple of years we always dealt with injuries, always figure a way how to fight through it, but it sucks not having, your full team, especially key guys like that. And, once we get Pat back, guys get a sense of rest, the end of this week. And, once All-Star break come, hopefully we could take off running right in time.
Is this a difficult stretch, the week or two leading up to All-Star? Can that sort of be like a tough couple weeks?
No, I don't think so, because we done had a tough couple of weeks already, and we've been fighting to try to get out of that. We exert the energy that we have now going into these next 2 weeks and use that rest wisely, and like I said, after All-Star break, just run away with it.
Doc was sort of talking about those couple weeks before All-Star, before the game, and he was saying the second half is always easier because you can see the ending. There's less games usually. Since you've been a rookie to now, does the length of the season or the rhythm feel differently at all? Faster, slower, any of that?
What, during the second half?
Yeah, does it feel different when you know what you're...
It's just crazy because after, I think especially after this All-Star weekend, once it's over, you got a couple games and now you're in March. Once March over, but you got a handful of games and, you season practically over.
From the beginning of your career when you didn't have the postseason, like now that you?
Oh yeah. Because you're looking at a whole different. You're looking at it a whole different way. You're playing for something to keep playing. And you don't see it ending. When before, you'll see April 15th and saying, I'll be home soon. This time around is you figuring out how you could keep going past, April, May's, so it's definitely a different outlook.
Being off for a few games, did you feel any rust at all in the early going tonight?
Nah, did it look like it?
No.
It's not the kind of break you want to get, but does getting a number of games off in the middle of the season going to help you down the road?
Yeah. I never look at it like that, but, I'm pretty sure it will, especially for me. I was planning on trying to play all 82, but, let's see. Hopefully it do, and we'll see.
How's Kyle's job different when you're in the lineup versus when you're out of the lineup?
It's easier for him. He has a smile on his face going onto the court and walking off.
So he was happy to have you back?
Yeah, he was happy. So anything I could do to help Cal is always beneficial for Cal.
How much does it help the team to have someone like Norm who can be on the bench and he doesn't know what his role's going to be? Then when you're out, he can slide into that role.
It's
not
great.
to be you, but
it's great when you have a young player, that has that type of mentality, just ready at all costs, and that's what you call a true professional. You know, especially being his second year in the league. You know, it's going to go a long way for him, and you know, guys like that, their opportunity are definitely come, and you know, he's humble with it, and he's always ready.
Is that more difficult than it looks to be prepared? And
Yeah,
not
yeah,
knowing what you're
for sure. It's a lot difficult. You know, I'm pretty sure, but you know, he take it like a champ, and you know, it's never a time he's not ready or he's not aggressive.
Fred's got into, you know, a couple good minutes the last few games. I mean, he's mentioning he likes to drive. He's noticing he's not getting a lot of calls. What's it like being a rookie in this league trying to drive to the basket?
You shouldn't even look for no calls. You probably don't. Fred probably couldn't name all 3 refs out there. You know, it just come with the game. We all went through it. We all gotta, you know, get through it. You know, it's just part of a rookie year, and you know, you can't complain.